Hello, everybody. See if you can hear this. Could you hear him? This is how we start videos from now on. My real human son is with us today. And yeah, we're going to be talking about the Road to Worlds, the SWC group stage. There's now cat hair everywhere. What a mess. Anyway, would it be a Hayvering if it were organized or good? No. Road to Worlds starts tomorrow, Thursday, January 5th. And yeah, the format's a little bit confusing, but it's exciting. It's almost exactly what I'd like it to be. You know, I like the way it starts. I like the way it's set up, but I wish that they could let the groups play each other towards the end. You know, I wish they didn't keep... Anyway, let's not get into that quite yet. Let's get into what's going on. Let's explain it. So, basically, here's what's happening. We got SWC group stages, 8 teams, 4 SPL, 4 semi-pro, GSL format, which is this kind of weird group thing. Best of 3 opening matches, best of 5 qualifying matches, which means the first elimination matches are also best of 3, and top 4 teams qualify for the SWC main bracket. So the top 2 teams from each group. So, this is all, there's lots of numbers and things like that. I think the better way to look at this is in the brackets. And we could talk about the teams as we go. I'm sure some of you don't know the SCC teams that well. I don't know the SCC teams that well, to be fair. So, yeah, let's talk about them. Group A, we're going to have Titans, Valkyries representing the SPL, and then you've got Ravens and Hounds representing the SCC. I'm sure you know the Titans. Titans will be playing with Sino Jungle. I've been told. Valks, you know the Valks, same roster they've had all year. The Hounds, that is Ducky Solo, Oath Jungle, Erupt Crimson in mid, Quig in support, and Dude Man Bro 429 ADC, the top seed out of NA in the SCC. And then you've got the number 2 seed from EU, and the SCC, the Highland Ravens, which is Kona, Adapting, Angry, Kha'Zix support, and Vaporish Coast ADC. Goodbye, Rafi. He's leaving us. Okay. Now I can focus fully and make this video the best it could ever be. Important thing to note with the Ravens, they are not fielding their full roster. iSilence was their support. Wasn't willing to travel, I don't know. And so they had to get a sub. They've got Kha'Zix in as their sub. Fairly recently converted from solo lane to support and been playing pretty well. And then Angry in the mid lane, unfortunately unable to get a visa to travel to the event, so we'll be playing on like 150, 160 ping. So, yeah, Angry. I mean, a guy who does so well in the European SCC, but unfortunately, we've never really gotten a chance to see him fully at LAN, you know. But we'll talk about this group first of all. I think that this is the harder of the 2 groups for the SCC teams to go into. One of the reasons for that is I think that these SPL teams, the Titans and the Valkyries, are less likely to slip up than the Warriors and the Scarabs. I think the Warriors, definitely a high skill cap team, but also a team who just sometimes don't show up at all. Whereas I feel like the Titans and the Valks probably going to be more consistent. As long as the Valks don't do any stupid shit, like picking terrible characters, I think they'll be okay in this group. Unfortunate for the Ravens that they're with a sub and with a player on high ping. It's going to be a difficult time for them. I mean, we could see some adapting magic, I suppose, or some Vaporish Pentakid Coast magic as well. But I don't know. We'll see. Did I go through though? Did I even say Coast was on this team? Coast is the ADC for this team. I hope I said it. In this group, the other thing that's worth noting. Well, I mean, there's a couple of things worth noting in this group. I guess Adapting playing against. He definitely teamed with Aurora, didn't he? I don't think he teamed with anybody else on the Titans, did he? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. On Radiance, that was Adapting was with Aurora. So ex-teammates playing up against each other there. And then Valkyries versus the Hounds, I suppose. This is sort of These two teams have played up against each other in different forms previously. Valk's generally coming out on top. But the Hounds have added Ducky support. Have I gone? I did go through Ducky, Oath, Crimson, Quig, Dubambro. Surely I said that. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, they added Ducky support, Ducky solo. And that adds a bit of experience, a bit of LAN experience for Ducky. Ducky's been around the block, been around a long time, so he knows what's up. And we'll see if the Hounds can finally... I feel like they've been hyped up every tournament ever. And for me, they've not really delivered. They definitely delivered in the SCC portion of this. They were by far the best NA SCC team, in my opinion. But whether they can deliver at this level, we'll see. They're a team that have promised so much and are yet to deliver. I hope we get to see the best of them and they can at least push the Titans and the Valks to the limit. But yeah. And I guess another thing that's... Well, I'll talk about that once we go over there. Let's go into the other group. Other group is Oni Warriors and Solar Scarabs representing the SPL. This will be the Scarabs. Snoopy already has gone down to Atlanta, I believe, and is currently, in Georgia, ready to play on LAN. First time we'll see him with the Scarabs, not playing from Canada. Warriors, usual stuff. And then you've got Hex Mambo, the number 1 seed out of EU. That's going to be, you know them, you love them. This Deathwalker, Johnny, Zeros, Trix Tank, E-Chrome, and Reels X there as their sub. This team, for the first time, are all there. They're all in the goddamn studio. Johnny, on LAN. Trix Tank, on LAN. That's gotta be something you're excited to see. And then you've got the Storms, kind of surprising team to qualify for me out of NA. I didn't expect this team to qualify. I don't think they were anywhere near the favorites, but that is Delny Solo, Dame Jungle, Joshy Mid, Oceans Support, and Zen ADC with Tuba as their coach. Tuba, sorry, it will be Tuba. I know I shouldn't Britishize people's names. Yeah, let's talk about the top matchup first of all. Warriors versus Storm. I find it. I think that the Warriors are definitely capable of slipping up, but are they capable of slipping up versus the Storm? I don't know. I feel like there's no disrespect for the Storm, but they're just supremely out-individualed in this. They need to take it to team fights, and theoretically, the SPL teams should just be so much better because they played together for so long and because they practice so much more. But we'll see. For once, the Storm are all in studio. Joshy didn't make it to the last LAN, I believe, that this team played in, but they will all be in studio, so that's exciting. And maybe that was I don't know, maybe that was the qualifiers into the SPL or something I'm meaning. Anyway, Joshy traveled this time, so that's good. And Joshy's playing up against like players who he's familiar with and who he's kind of friends with, which is worth I guess talking about. Joshy, a member of the EU Inner Circle, so he's friends with like Dardes and Nika and Vote. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on there. Next up, Solar Scarab versus Hex Mambo. It's a new Solar Scarabs. Hex Mambo did already beat the Scarabs once, but who was on that Scarabs roster that they beat? Were any of the current team members on it? Surely, well, I guess Scary D was, right? But yeah. I actually remember Scary D had a pretty good set. And I think, was Sam in there? Sam was in the team as well. But yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it goes. Mambo versus Scarabs, I think, is the game of the first round for sure. Best of 3. Mambo did start a little bit slower last time we saw them. When they were playing with a sub in support, and obviously their jungler was on ping, and they grew into it later on, and we saw that epic play out of Deathwalker. Hopefully we get to see more of that. I originally said that I thought all 4 SPL teams were going to qualify, but I don't know. There's something about Mambo, all 5 of them in studio, ready to go, reels behind them, wearing some flip-flops, giving them shout-outs, rubs on the back. I believe in that. Something about it makes me feel like they're going to do it. We'll see, though. If I had to bet my life right now, bullet in my brain if I lose in the game, would I bet on Mambo qualifying over the Scarabs? Ooh, would I? Yes. Sorry, Snoopy. But, It is what it is. I think that that I have Mambo coming out of this group alongside the Warriors. Top group, I think Titans and Valks will go through. I think Valks will have their coach there. Sharks will be around, which will be good for them. So that's good. Okay, format-wise, best of three, also best of 3. And then all of these other matches are best of 5. If you don't understand what happens here, winner of this goes here, winner of this goes here, loser of this goes here, loser of this goes here, winner of this goes here, loser of this goes here. Winner of this is here, and then winner of this goes here, I guess, and then, oh no, they're just qualified for SWC. There's not another matchup. This will be the higher seed. The person who wins this will be the higher seed. The person who wins this will be the lower seed. Hopefully that makes sense. What else is there to talk about? One thing that I'm super interested in is this is something that develops sometimes, and we haven't had it in a while, but we will have like an EU versus NA meta. There will be an EU mini meta that's developed by the Ravens and Mambo scrimming each other, right? These teams will have been scrimming each other probably most days for the last 2-3 weeks, however long it's been since they qualified. I mean, I guess it's the holiday season, so maybe a little bit less, but they'll be scrimming each other seriously. And when you scrim each other that much, you develop a little mini meta. The NA SCC teams will be, I know that the Hounds, for example, have previously scrimmed SPL teams. I imagine it's still been the same. They've been scrimming SPL teams that are in the other groups. These teams will be mixing and matching. The NASCC teams will have a much closer meta to the SPL meta, whereas the EU meta might be something completely different. And sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it goes well for you. I know that Season 3, last time I was relevant, Season 3, when Obey and NRG, we had our own little mini meta, only 2 EU teams qualified to Worlds. And I think there were 4 NA teams or something like that. And we just had by far the better meta. We pushed it to the limit and further. And we just had a crazy, like, really good understanding of what was good and what wasn't. We almost got owned by Anubis, but we didn't quite, and we managed to win it. But it was, yeah, it can happen where the sort of 2 teams just develop a great understanding of what you should play and what you should do. So we'll see if that could happen with EU. I'm expecting to see some slightly differing drafts. Like there will be some stuff that either EU or NA probably super high values, and they're like, we got to ban that or first pick it, and the other region just doesn't care. They're like, whatever, you can have CERN. I don't know. But yeah, I think those are my thoughts, and that's my thoughts on the tournament. I've got Titans, Valks, Warriors, and Mambo qualifying into the SWC bracket. It starts tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, if you're watching this some other time. So 11 a.m. Thursday, 11 a.m. Friday. Let me check to make sure. At 11 a.m. Saturday and 11 a.m. Sunday Eastern. That is 4 p.m. UK time, 5 p.m. Central European time. Ooh, is it 8 a.m. Pacific time? 8 a.m. West Coast US? Yeah, it will be 8 a.m. West Coast US. So early start if you want to watch it in like San Fran or something. But yeah, that's what's happening. I will be maybe on time. I'll be a little bit late tomorrow. I'll be a bit late on Friday as well. Gotta work. Gotta have a job. Sorry, everybody, but I'll make it there. I'll be there. I'll be on time. I'll be on for 6 rather. 6 my time, so I'll be on at least by a couple hours after the start. Anyway, I think this has been well and truly Hayvering, even though I have notes. I swear I wrote some notes. You want to see them? I'll show you. Oh, my screen. These are my notes. I almost wrote this. First 4 matches are best of 3. It's actually first 6 matches are best of 3. You can see the schedule here again. So best of 3. Best of 3, best of 3, best of 3. Match of the first 4. Unfortunately, will be one of the ones that's harder to watch early on a Friday, but hopefully people can make it. Best of 3, best of 3. Elimination matches are best of 3, and then it's best of 5 from then on. As I say, the only change I would make to the format is when you get to this match here, the loser of match 7 versus the winner of match 5, I would swap them. So I would take match 6's winner and stick it against the loser of match 7, take match 5's winner, stick it against the loser of match 8. And I think, I don't know, because you could end up with one group being stronger than the other and would have had more players qualify if it was an event where they could play against each other. I just think that's the only weakness of this, and I wish they would mix it up. But probably too late now. I get it, it's a format, but yeah, I just feel like I feel like that would be. I guess you don't get the sort of rematch, storyline, which can be good. I think wasn't Scarabs versus Mambo a rematch last time, if I remember right, from the same format. So yeah, it can be pretty tasty. But I prefer seeing as many teams play as many different teams as I can. Because for example, say if let's say Mambo, Scarabs, and Warriors are all playing really great, and then at the top side of the bracket you've got Titans and Valks playing okay, but like Ravens and Hounds are just nowhere to be seen. And then like maybe Valks or Titans would lose to Scarabs, say, if they played them on the loser's side. But they don't have to. I hope that made any. I hope any of this made any sense. Sorry for havering so much. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow on stream. Bye. Love you. Bye.